Well, good morning everybody and welcome to Facebook Live. Today I've got a quick idea to show you how to decorate cookies. Now, I've been busy last night making cookies such as this one here, and I've got ones with, say, Valentine's and love and various other examples which I will flip the camera and show you in a little while. But while everybody joins us, what I'm going to do is talk about the stencils that you need, because these are done all with little stencils. Now, we'll show you one of the Valentine ones, as that is what today is all about. I know the writing's the wrong way around, it's the way this camera works, and you'll see it the right way around in a few moments. So what you need before you start is that you need some stencils. Now, if you would like to say good morning to me, please do say hi and tell me where you're coming from. It's lovely to know where in the world you are. And if you've got any questions about using stencils on cookies, then please do ask me. Okay, so these are the stencils that I've been using, and you'll see examples in a short moment. Whoops, I knew that would happen. It's the trouble of going live. I wanted to try and show you quite a few at the same time. At Lindy's Cakes, we stock a huge variety of stencils, but we've got 4 that are heart shapes, and this is the first one, which is the Valentine one, and it comes in a set of 2. One of my favourites, which has been around for a while, is this one. It's Contemporary Heart Stencils. We've got Hello from Elizabeth, she's from Germany, and we've got Jacquina, I hope I pronounced that right, and she's from Japan, so hello there, it's lovely to have you with us. And we've also got someone from Malaysia as well. Brilliant, fantastic. Okay, I'm just showing you some stencils that I've used to make the examples you'll see in a minute. This is a lovely little bird one. Again, it's a heart shape, so it's perfect for Valentine's. Alice from Australia, good morning to you. She's in Melbourne, or probably it's your evening, I guess, right now. And we've got a question about where we get stencils from. We stock all these stencils that I'm using at Lindy's Cakes. I will pop some links on afterwards so that you can see. There's some more examples here. And I've just remembered how I can show you the Valentine's the right way around. Of course, I just flip it, don't I? So that way, there we are. It's the right way around for you. Fantastic. So this is what I'm doing today. I'm using stencils to make Valentine cookies. And another word that I can also flip so you can see it the right way around is, of course, one of my own stencils is one of my own designs. And I've got some heart cookies down here that I've used it on. So what else do you need? Well, what you're going to need is some sugar paste, and I've actually used marbled sugar paste, and you'll see that in a moment. You'll need a cookie cutter, and obviously you'll need some pre-baked cookies. So what I'm going to do, now we've got quite a few people online, is I'm going to flip the camera and you'll see what I'm up to, and I'm going to show you what you need. So bear with me while I do this. Okay, right, there we are. Okay, what you need is some cutters. Now I've got this lovely set. It's a Wilton set actually, and it does lots of different sizes, so you'll see in a moment I've made lots of different ones using the different stencils. You'll need some paintbrushes. You'll also need some edible dusts, and I'm going to zoom in now and just show you some of the ones I've made already. So these are some of the examples I was playing with last night. This is the main Valentine one. It's a nice big cookie, as you can see, and I like the little heart ones too, which is using part of a stencil. And then the love one, which I showed you earlier. Linda says, good morning from the Netherlands. Good morning to you too, Linda. Lovely to have you with us. And this is one of the cookies that I baked. I baked a whole batch of cookies because I wanted to experiment. You'll also need some piping gel, which I've got in a little pot here. This is what I use for glue, which you'll see in a moment. And I've got some sugar paste, which I've rolled out. And as you can see, I've done a marbled effect, just because I want to do it a little bit differently. And I do think stencils work beautifully with marbling. If I go further up and show you that one particularly, you'll see that underneath the marble paste works really, really well with the stenciling. So what I'm going to do now is pop my camera up onto the stand and show you how it's done. We've got some more hellos from the Philippines. That's from Wen, and Amanda says good morning. Good morning to you too. Okay, I'm going to pop that up there. This today is just a quick demo because I've been having fun doing things for Valentine's. Okay. Just move the paste, I'm just keeping that plastic on there so that my paste doesn't dry out. I'm going to use the, this is the Winter Fur Heart stencil, and what I'm going to do is make this area here, the darker area, the point of the heart, and the white, I want to have that on one side of my pattern, like that. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to press down on this
with a smoother. Now, what this does is when I put the dust on top, it stops any of that dust spreading and spoiling the pattern. I'm just going to make sure I'm pressing it nice and firmly. My paste is dried out a little. But when you use freshly rolled out paste, obviously you won't have that problem. Now, you could, of course, use a rolling pin, but the trouble with using a rolling pin to press down on the stencil is that it can move the stencil, and so you get like a halo, a pattern, which perhaps isn't what you're after. Well, we've got another good morning from Marisol. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And she's from Santiago, and she's saying they're looking lovely. Thank you very much for saying so. I've had fun with these. But obviously, the stencils do the hard work for you, really, because they're already there, the pattern's there, and all you're doing is colouring them in. So what I'm going to be doing is creating this one, or something similar. I'm really pleased with this. This is my favourite, probably, of all of them, which is why I thought I'd do it again. Okay, so I'm going to pop that back. Now, you need some paintbrushes, and what I find is to keep your work clean, the best thing to do is to have a paintbrush for each colour. So if I just bring these colours in a little bit. Now, I'm using a lovely bright pink colour, and I'm going to start with that one because I want to keep this nice and fresh. And I'm going to just cover not all of the centre, but most of it. And what I'm doing is putting a different amount of dust on different areas. So this bit here, for example, I hope you can see, I put a lot of dust, so that's going to be really, really vibrant. And then as I go out, the brush has less dust on it, so you get a lighter effect. I'm going to put some more down here. Then I'm going to bring in another colour. What I'm going to do is I've got a purple dust, a violet dust here. And I'm just going to put a little bit in there. It just helps to highlight areas and adds interest. Now, you can keep adding dust on top of dust, but whatever dust you put down first has the most impact. That's what happens, is that the sugar paste underneath absorbs that colour the most. Put some on this side. Now, I find this very, very therapeutic. As I said, I spent last night making the other examples that you see in the background, and I just sat down for probably about an hour or so and just played to see what I liked and what I didn't like, and I thoroughly enjoyed the process. Now I'm just going to add some red as well. So that's got a red here. Katia says good morning from Germany, and we've got Lynn from Belgium. Fantastic. Good morning to you all. If you've got any questions about stenciling, then please do ask. Now, I find it's very important to use a good quality stencil. I have tried some of the more flimsy ones. They tend to be a little bit cheaper when you buy them, but it's washing them that's the problem. These ones are beautiful. These ones are manufactured by Designer Stencils. They're an American company. And they do beautiful stencil designs, and the quality of the stencil is lovely. You can use it over and over again, it washes easily, and you don't destroy the stencil. It's not a one use and throw it away. It's certainly something you can use again and again. And most of these stencils have been used by my students repeatedly, so they've had years and years of use. Winnie says hi from Aylesbury Bucks. That's where I used to be a few years ago. Fantastic. Hello. And we've got Shelley from Dubai. Wonderful. I'm off to Dubai, hopefully, in a couple of weeks or so. I'm going to be teaching there, so I'm really looking forward to a bit of warm weather. I'm told it's really nice at the moment, so I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, I'm just adding. Now I can sort of highlight things. Now, if I take this nice bright pink and I put it over the red area, it brightens it up without making it pink. I'm hoping the camera is going to will show that to you. Now, if you remember, this section of the heart was quite white, so everything on that in that area is going to really show up nicely. And then this area of the heart was a little bit darker, or rather the sugar paste was. So what I'm doing now is just taking the excess off. Yes, so this area here, it won't be so dominant, the pattern that is. So any stray dust you want to remove, try not to smudge the centre. Now, if you're using lots of contrasting colours, if you mix them up too much, everything gets a little bit too muddy, so just be wary of that. What I sometimes do is get a big like dusting brush, something like a makeup brush, and then just go over the whole top, being careful where the dust falls. We've got hi from sunny Suffolk. Rachel, I'm very envious. We have no sun here at all. It's very cloudy and grey. You can tell we're British, can't you? We talk about the weather, I'm sure. Those of you that are from abroad know that we do. Okay, moving on. I have now finished all the dusting, and what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull this stencil away. This is what I always call the eureka moment. So I'm just going to grab this and just very carefully pull this up to reveal the pattern underneath. And hopefully you can see that what I was talking about, that this section here, because you have a white background, the pattern really stands out, and then the section down the bottom here, because it was darker anyway, the pattern isn't so vibrant. Okay, so the next task is to cut out the heart itself. Now I've got a baked cookie, which I shall bring over here. There we go. And this cookie was cut out and baked using the cutter there. So what I now need to do is decide how I'm going to cut out the heart. Pardon me. So what we need to do is place it on here. Now I've got various options because this heart obviously is slightly bigger than my cutter. I can either go to the bottom of the pattern and cut so the flower comes at the top, or I can move it up and then we get the whole of the flower. It's a matter of choice, and I think today I'm going to do it that way around. Now, what I'm going to do is press down on this sugar paste. Now, this is a very cheap plastic cutter, so it means that actually when I'm cutting the sugar paste, it doesn't cut very cleanly at all, which I find rather annoying, but you know, you get what you pay for in life, don't you? So if I was using one of my metal cutters, then I know it would cut beautifully, but this one I know won't, but because I'm making them last night. But you can now see, hopefully, what I mean. And what I'm going to do before I lift it, bear with me, yep, is I'm just going to, with my craft knife, cut around the edge to get rid of this little bit of sugar paste that's at the bottom there, because I want a nice clean finish to my cookie. Like so. That just gets rid of those sort of feathered edges, the untidiness that I don't particularly like. Right, what I'm going to do is to add some piping gel onto this cookie. Now piping gel is wonderfully sticky. I'll bring it in here for you to see. And I use it because it stops it's very sticky, but it's not wet, so it doesn't make the cookie go soggy, because the last thing you want is a soggy cookie. You want a cookie that, or biscuit, that is really nice to eat. And I find by using the piping gel, it works a treat. I'm just going to move that to one side so I can pick up this heart. Now, I'm using a palette knife here, and I'm going to pick it up. And what I'm going to do is just check that I haven't brought up any of the bits that I've cut off, which I have here. Can you see that bit? Oh, if I turn it round, there we are. You see where I cut. There's a few bits there, so I just want to remove those with my finger, like that. And now what I'm going to do is to pop it onto the cookie. There. So if I bring this up to the camera, you can see what I've done. Now, you can leave it just as it is, but if you want to, what you can do is you can go round and very gently with a finger just press down. If you look, I'm using different fingers. I don't want the colour to be smudged, so I'm just making sure my fingers are clean. Oops, I put it into the camera, sorry. That's the thing of going live. I can't always see what I'm doing. Like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in again on the cookies, and then I'll pop the camera back to me, and you can ask me any more questions that you might have. So let's clear that away first. Pop that over there. Right, let me show you more of these cookies again. Now you understand how they're made. If I zoom in, hopefully it'll focus. That's the one I've just created. This one is from the Valentine heart set, as is the, oh, here we are, the Valentine one, which is, I think, gorgeous. The love one is one of mine, and it's part of a word set that has live, laugh, life are the others in the set, which is wonderful. And the heart one is for the contemporary Valentine heart. And we've got more Valentines, and then the swirls from the Valentine heart again. And this was the other version that I did. If I bring the other one up to it, see if we can do that. You can see both of them together. So each time you do it, it'll be different, but I think that's half the beauty of it. And we've got some questions, so let me just flip the camera and then I'll answer those. So bear with me while I do that. Okay, I'm trying to flip. We had a question about sugar paste. Sugar paste is the same as fondant if you're watching in the States or in America or in the Philippines or wherever you are. It means one and the same thing. In the UK we call it sugar paste. Around the world they call it fondant. Elizabeth asks, how smudge proof is the decoration? What I find, Elizabeth, is that once the sugar paste has set and the dust gets absorbed into the sugar paste, you know, everything's dried up, then it's fine, it doesn't smudge. What does smudge are the ones that when you use the metallic dusts. But I find these ones are, once they're dried, they're fine. But what I tend to do is pop them into a little cookie bag, because that way, and tie it with a ribbon, and that way it's a beautiful, beautiful gift for someone, and especially if it's Valentine's, of course. It's a nice treat. Lynn says, how many days do they last? A long time, weeks. I've actually still got some gingerbread men that my daughter made for Christmas, and we were eating them last week, and they were delicious. So as long as you keep them, you dry them out, and you store them in a nice egg-tight container. Once they've dried out, once you've got rid of all the moisture, then you're absolutely fine, and they'll last quite a few weeks. Certainly you can make some for Valentine's today and they'll be fine. Elizabeth says thank you. And have we got more questions? The thing with this camera, I've noticed now that we've flipped it the other way, I don't see as many comments at the same time. So if you've got any comments, please let me know. I don't think we've got any. We've got some more thumbs up and some more hellos and people saying they love my work. Zelda says she loves my work. Moira says, can you advise us to the delicious sugar paste? It's very important when you're covering cookies with sugar paste that you like the sugar paste that you've putting on them. What I suggest you do is to do a taste test. Now, years ago when I was teaching cake decorating cookies, what I used to do is give people blind taste tests. I used to bring in 6 different types of sugar paste, and I used to get them to all taste the different types. And of course, everybody's different. One class would decide one was better, and another class would decide that actually, no, they preferred another one completely. What I think is important is you have ones that melt in your mouth nicely. You don't want ones that stick to the roof of your mouth. Some of them are quite sort of gloopy and they get stuck, which isn't very pleasant. So you want ones that work, you know, that just are nice to eat. I've actually used a supermarket paste here because I don't need to have an expensive professional paste, and I find the supermarket ones tend to be the ones that melt nicely, and they're easy to use and nice and soft. We've got some more questions. I've just missed a question, I know. I will come back afterwards. I will post this and then I will come back and answer all your questions. So if you've got more questions after I go off, then please do let me know and I'll pop on and do my best to answer. I'll pop some links up also to a recipe. I've used a sugar recipe. It's a sugar vanilla cookie recipe. It's on my blog, so I will give you the link for that. And Lynn says the cookies with fondant don't harden. They do harden, actually. If you dry them, it's all about drying the cookies. Commercially, that's what happens. They dry the cookies. So you must allow your cookies to dry. So don't put them somewhere warm and then they dry out completely. I keep my cookies, my display cookies, for years and years, and they go completely dry and solid. I wouldn't want to eat them, of course, but they do go hard. So just put them somewhere that's nice and warm, draw out the moisture, and then once you have, then you can store them in the plastic box. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much for being with me and all the thumbs up and the likes and the smiley faces. I do love seeing them all. So thank you. If you've got any more questions, as I say, I'll pop on afterwards and answer them. And any requests for next time, then please let me know too.
Thank you very much for being with me.